I'm carrying this scissors and this pointy stake around to make sure if there's a snake attack, I can quickly pin it to the ground and it won't bite me. Well, that's the hope anyway. G'day, I'm Mark from Self-Sufficient Me, and in this video I'm going to go through this jungle mess of a veggie garden and we're going to find something to eat for dinner tonight, and you're coming with me. Let's get into it. It has not stopped raining for this past month. You might have seen my last video complaining about our overgrown veggie garden. Well, I did want to get back into it and clean this all up, but guess what? It's still raining. The problem is, if I get machinery in here or walk around in here too much, the already soppy, muddy ground will just turn into a big mess, and I don't want that. So I'm waiting to get a clear break for about a week so that the garden can dry out, and particularly the ground underneath, so that I can get in and properly throw the weeds out, mow it all over, whip a snip around and tidy the garden up. And then we can find all our food crops hopefully still growing. Let's start at the front of the veggie garden because that's a lot easier. I've got a container here. We'll fill this up, well, hopefully, and it will feed a family of 4. So 4 of us. I was thinking about getting a protein from the butcher, but you know what? I reckon we'll just go vegetarian tonight for dinner, and we'll see if we can find enough food in the patch to make a nice vegetarian meal, whatever that is. I don't quite know yet. It depends on the ingredients. The first 3 garden beds here, the plants aren't really mature. I've got 2 lots of corn, and I doubt whether they're ready to eat. I can have a bit of a peek. The corn cobs are developing, but you can see they're very green just yet. Nah, I'm not even going to bother peeling that back and checking it. You got to wait till at least the tops die back, so no corn. Here we've got rosella, and although you usually harvest rosella calyxes to make, mainly jams is what we use it for, but the leaves are very nice to eat in a salad. They give a really beautiful tang. So I'm going to pick a few of the good young shoots, ones that haven't got too many blemishes, haven't been eaten by grasshoppers, and that should do. Now, this is summer here. It's a subtropical climate that we live in, so you can't grow regular salad crops like lettuce and baby spinach leaves and those types of things at this time of year. So I've got to be a little bit more adventurous to get a salad for dinner tonight. Corn, can't use it. But here in this last bed, this is really interesting because I was growing cucumbers on this lean-to trellis here, and the whole idea was in summer it would get overtaken by the next crop that was coming through, which is this asparagus pea. And that's exactly what has happened, but something really extra weird happened on top of it. There are a few cucumbers that at the end of the season I didn't harvest, and they fell onto the ground. Look at what's happened here. The rotting cucumbers, they came up in a bunch of seedlings. It's the wrong time of year. Maybe it's the extra rain, and I don't know, but you'd think the humidity would be killing it off, but it's not. And it's also even growing up and connecting with the asparagus pea and trying to grow back up to the trellis from the ground here. I think this is crossbred from a few other cucumbers that were in the garden. Because look at this, that's not a Lebanese cucumber, that is a puna. Well, it looks like an elongated puna. This is going to add to the salad. Let's see if we can find a few more of them. That's a good solid cucumber. That's a big fella. So I think we've nearly got the salad sorted, but I want to find another leafy salad veggie to be able to add to this. I've just spotted a couple of things here that would go good to spice things up and to perhaps make some sort of curry, give some flavour to dinner tonight. Seeing that it's a vegetarian dinner, you'll want a little bit of oomph in there to make it appetizing. On this side here, we've got some turmeric growing. So I wonder if I can harvest some of that to get a bit of flavour. This is a young turmeric, or what you would call young. So we'll just cut the bulb straight off, or the rhizome. There you go. That can go into the compost. And here we have the roots. What we'll be able to do, here's a fairly mature piece, is grind this up, blend it up or mash it up, and we can use some of this to add flavour to the dish that we're going to make. On the other side here, I've just noticed there's some ginger. That would have been a bit of the old ginger, so that would be more mature and probably more spicier or stronger. And here is what you would call young ginger, because you can see how pink it is and how white it is. This is really good if you don't want a real pungent ginger and you want to harvest it and have it in a salad or something even. You just want a nice sort of flavourful but not overpowering ginger taste. Good for maybe a sauce or a salad dressing, and we'll get rid of the tops. Now there's not much else down here, but I have spied something that will give us a little bit of extra flavour. The rest of this bed is fairly overgrown, but I think we'll harvest some of these garlic chives because they look fantastic. There we go. And that'll add a little bit of garlic flavour to our meal. All right, let's keep moving down. I can see in here there are some leeks. They could be okay for some flavour in lieu of spring onion, just to add a little bit more onion type flavour to the dish. Most of the leeks, they've gone to flower and now have seeded. Always let leeks go to flower. Well, not all of them. I mean, harvest some to eat, of course. Let them go to flower and then collect the seed, because you will get literally thousands of plants out of just one or two heads of this. It's a very easy way to regrow leeks. There we go. It looks a bit like a spring onion. You can use it as a spring onion, except you notice the difference. Leeks have flatter leaves, a bit like garlic. Cut them off, cut the bottom off here, the roots, and we'll tidy that up and we will add that to our meal. Across here I can see some habaneros growing. Some of them are maturing, going red, and others are green. I'm not going to use these in the dish tonight. This is great for sauces, but the family will not like me if I put too much heat in our dish. So we will keep these for something else. The same here for these serrano chilies. There's plenty of them there. They're not too bad, they're not that hot, but I don't want to use them either. We've got other chilies, I'm sure of it, in the jungle down the back there that I might use. This is in front of this large passion fruit vine here. It's growing very well. It's not flowering yet, but this is supposed to be a massive passion fruit. It's called a giant passion fruit. Well, hopefully it does grow giant and I can show you in later videos. But it is growing well at the moment. But what I have spied, and that is this here. It looks like a weed, but it's actually Egyptian spinach, and it's a great substitute for standard spinach in a salad. So we'll definitely grab some of this. The ones that aren't eaten by grasshoppers. Just some nice young leaves. You can harvest the big ones too. Big leaves taste really good as well. Oh yeah, it's a good one. Look at that. Wonderful. It's a really good, pleasant tasting green. Now what I'm looking for is something substantial, a really good carb, and I think I know what to get, although I'm not sure if it's ready to harvest yet. In here is some taro. You can hardly see it because it's overgrown with weeds and other things like this pumpkin or gourd vine. Nice sized web here. Let's get rid of that. What's that belong to? Oh, there he is. A little orb spider. Well, I wouldn't say little. Quite a big fella. But that's what made that nest across the veggie garden. Probably because not many people are walking through there. I'll leave him sleep. So we'll harvest from this side then, so I don't disturb that spider. To be honest, they're a bit small, so I won't harvest too many of them, but I'll just harvest enough for a feed. Really should wait to the end of the season and let them grow on. But when you need a feed, you need a feed. Yes. Look at that. Wouldn't want to get whacked on the head with that thing, would you? Medieval weapon. The old tarot over the old noggin. Quick. Alright, I'm after just another starch, and you might be able to guess which one that one's going to be down the back here if you watch my videos a fair bit, and also a little bit more flavour. So we'll harvest some chilies that I hope to find in the jungle down the back here. This is the one part that I was sort of not looking forward to at all. But I've got my trusty spike here. Not that I want to hurt any snakes or anything, but I just don't want them to hurt me, if you know what I mean. Okay, wish me luck. Ouch. I just got grabbed by this Atherton Tableland's raspberry. Got really nasty spikes on it. Okay. Here is the sweet potato bed, kind of overtaken by weeds. But I'm sure we can find some more sweet potato in here somewhere. Soil's actually fairly dry. Surprisingly, that's a raised bed for you. It's keeping the soil dry enough even though everywhere else is a bog. So that's another good thing about raised bed gardening. And the chilies, well, they're over there, so I've got to go through this and around and to there. Great. Let's harvest the sweet potato first. You know what, it might be easier if I just jump up somehow. There's something. Oh, it's half eaten. What do you want? Come on. Ready? Come on. There you go. Made it. Well done. Oh. Okay, this one half eaten. No good. Yeah, that could be okay. Cut away the bad bits, got a bit of a nibble on it. Yeah, we'll keep that. Let's keep going. That's what I'm after. A bit old, that one. This one here, that's okay. Maybe a bit old, but we'll keep it. Beggars can't be choosers. That is way too old. The problem is I've harvested a lot of the sweet potato out of this bed over this last few months, so there's not a lot left. A couple of small ones, that might do for another bite-sized piece. To be honest, this bed's due for a redo, and I won't grow sweet potato back in here again. The sweet potato isn't growing as good as it once was, so it's time to rotate, grow something else in here. Why can't you find the sweet potato for me, Bella? Huh? Can you find any? Have you given up too, Bella, hey? While I'm up here, I've noticed that I could probably reach these chilies. These chilies, they're really good. They're pretty well mild, or you could say a bit of a medium mild, depending on how much seed you keep in there. They're a long Joe cayenne, and they are quite long. But yeah, the flavour is nice and the heat isn't too bad. And because these are fairly mild, I want quite a few. I'm going to take the seeds out, and I've got a good mixture of green and red to give a nice tang to it. The greens do. The red is a little bit more hotter, and so yeah, I think this will be enough. Now what we're going to do, besides me grabbing some extra taro, is we'll go upstairs, we'll give all this a bit of a clean, and then we'll prepare the meals. So the video's not over yet. You're going to see how we turn this into something amazing. Oh, you ready, Bella? Here. Good girl. Stop it! Bella, you're going to get in trouble. Mummy's going to hate that you're so dirty. I think we'll have just one more cucumber. I'm so rapt that they're growing at this time of year. Look, I haven't even seen the final outcome yet of what I cooked up tonight, but I know it's going to be good. And that's not just me having a big head. I've done this so many times. We usually have a protein with the veggies that we harvest, but sometimes we just go full veggie and miss out the protein. It saves money, but it's also good and I think healthy for us to skip the protein every now and again. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a bit different. It's something that I'm improvising. Seems that I can't get into the garden properly and show you some other things. I've got other videos in the pipeline that I'll be bringing out in a few weeks' time. But if you did enjoy the video, make sure you give a big improvisation thumbs up that we were able to find a good feed out of the garden, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye for now. Cheers.